Hello, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Beyond the Summit presentation of the iLeague Season 3 Dota 2 Chinese qualifiers. Here we have Old Boys versus EHOME, the first game of a two-game series here to round out the broadcast for us today. Yes, it is the last week of these Chinese qualifiers. I've had a lot of fun casting them up for you guys and seeing the new meta unfold before us, but it is going to be coming to the tail end of it here, and yeah, I've only got about 4 days left myself before I head over to LA, so let's make the most of our time here and enjoy some excellent Chinese Dota. Going to be looking at this third game for today out of 4, and it's going to be pretty interesting. I mean, first and foremost, you have to note one thing that's very different about Old Boys draft. We saw them earlier today going up against Vici Gaming Potential, and both games they played against Dogfights Bounty Hunter. The first time he's played the hero in competitive, but he absolutely destroyed them, and I think it's mostly because of how well that hero fits into his playstyle. So they got stomped by this Bounty Hunter draft so much to the point that they are first banning it here against EHOME. They are letting through the Undying and the Spirit Breaker into EHOME's hands and say, take it. Do what you want with it. Just please don't pick Bounty Hunter, because apparently in this extended break we got to see them discuss a little bit and decide they want none of that. Whatever came out in those past 2 games, which was mostly Bounty Hunter, Winter Wyvern, and Centaur, they don't want to fight that at all. They just take it away. Completely clean slate, completely different draft. I find it actually just hilarious that they're so frustrated by what they just strategically lost to. They're like, we'll review it later, but for now, just ban it, don't fight it, give EHOME something else. And they'll certainly take it. They will take Undying, they will take Spirit Breaker, they'll see what they can do with it. The one thing to note, though, is that Earthshaker Gyrocopter is not too bad against Undying. Earthshaker, Enchant Totem actually makes him one of the highest single target damage per second supports. You can just get quick hits in with your Enchant Totem and burst down that Tombstone directly. And then Gyrocopter's Fly Cannon is actually one of the only abilities in the game that can actually kill Tombstones efficiently. Not Tombstones, the zombies efficiently. So you keep the zombie count down by keeping your Flat Cannon up. And it should be pretty interesting to see how well that works out. I think it actually might force EHOME into a more defensive stance with this Undying. Of course, your standard Undying wants to go into like an aggressive dual lane or an aggro try, but up against a Gyrocopter that you know is most likely going to be on the safe lane, you actually probably want to reserve that a little bit. Just pull it back, say, okay, we'll just kind of tank up, we'll get some harder carries, and we'll deal with you in the mid game. Because in the early game, I think Gyrocopter is a really good counter to the Undying, and we'll have to see just how well that unfolds. Obviously, it depends on the decay stacks and a lot of other factors, but EHOME is going to be picking up the Rubik here, in addition to their Spirit Breaker and Undying. So we've seen both Lanham as well as DDC pick up the Rubik, do some good work with it, so I'm excited to see what they get out of that.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Alrighty guys, just wanted to go ahead and check out who this CU guy is, and it's Wide Shay, so I'll get more information as far as what we can expect from him very soon. But yeah, we're going to see Old Boys pick up the Lina, so YYF may be looking for that himself, but it seems more likely that they're just going to go for that as their support duo. Go for Long DD as well as 820 as the Earthshaker Lina, get involved there, and they can give YYF the Shadow Fiend instead. So Zhou will get the Gyrocopter. And like I said, YYF is going to be looking at that Shadow Fiend. So pretty good stuff, but I actually like EHOME's draft a lot better, to be honest with you guys. I mean, just seeing it right now, the fact that they get the Lifestealer to infest inside the Spirit Breaker, who's going to be charging across the map, and the Fisher is currently right now the only spell to stop him. Like if either the Lina or the SF get a Yules, they can stop the Spirit Breaker charge that way. But otherwise, you have to really predict the Light Strike Array, or you have to get the Fisher out, and that's not as easy as they need it to be, I think.
Radiant team ban.
So we're going to be seeing some bans coming out here. Obviously, we saw the Enchantress, Dragonite, and Chen banned out previously. Now the Storm Spirit is going to be taken out. It looks like they want to make sure that YWF has a good matchup in the mid there with that whole Shadow Fiend matchup. And
5 seconds
adding in
remaining.
more kill potential in that lane is going to be dangerous. They already know they're going to be worried about the Spirit Breaker, maybe some Rubik roaming.
Reserve time.
But if they have to worry about a Storm Spirit on top of all that, it's not going to be boding well for them. So it looks like it is going to be a 4-position Undying, 5-position Rubik, off-lane Spirit Breaker, and carry Lifestealer. But, I mean, you can still mix things up a little bit. Try to see some more solo lanes fleshed out. I'm not too sure.
Dire team
And the last band is going to be the Shadow Demon here. So again, I'm still trying to, on the side here, I know I'm being quiet, but I am trying to get a little bit more information about CU, so I call him appropriately. I know Penny Tang is BOA, or that's his alias, and he is kind of their unofficial mid player at the moment, replacing Inflame. But I'm not sure about CU, and trying to look that up right this second.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I guess that's ZYF. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense, so...
Reserve time.
Although none of his aliases make that work, that we'll go with that. So ZYF or CU is going to be taking the Lifestealer in the safe lane. Man, I wish people would stick to their names, but, you know, it is what it is. Shadow Demon, banned out. Old Boys, looking for their last pick. Here we got to see them round out their lineup with some offlane presence for DD. I mean, you could go for the Earthshaker. That would leave a support pickup open. And here, Shadow Demon would have been really strong because Demonic Purge really wrecks Lifestealer. Any kind of Magic Immunity Piercing Disable is really good, but in particular, the Demonic Purge is just incredible. So, we're not going to see that. Support Naga Siren, possibility. Otherwise, yeah, DD would probably be want to pick up something for the offlane. They go for the Crystal Maiden. So, it's an interesting pickup. Has a lot of potential, but it is countered pretty well by both Lifestealer and Rubik. And Queen of Pain makes it all the way through to the very last pick for Penny Tang. So, there you go. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, not exactly what you'd expect here. So, essentially, the Crystal Maiden... The reason I said that about Lifestealer and Rubik. Crystal Maiden, the Frostbite obviously is instantly dispelled by Lifestealer with Rage. So for that Rage state, she doesn't have any counter, and she's very slow on her feet. She's like 280 movement speed, very difficult to get away from the Lifestealer, and she can't do anything while he's in that Rage state. So oftentimes she's just going to be food for him. And with her ultimate, unlike Witch Doctor, who has the ability to toggle a spell after he starts a channeled spell, Crystal Maiden just straight up sits there and channels all the livelong day. So that leaves Rubik a great window of opportunity to spell steal Freezing Field and then try to get it off against the team of the Old Boys. So I really feel like Crystal Maiden's an odd pick here. If they make it work really well in the laning phase, I could see it being a valuable asset, but in general, as far as the picks versus counter picks, the only thing they're going to stop is that blink for the Queen of Pain. So they banned out the Storm and let the Queen of Pain through. They figured that those were the two options that Penny Tang was looking for, and they say, okay, well, we don't want to face the Storm. And I guess if they're looking at picking up the Crystal Maiden, she does counter out the Queen of Pain a little bit better than Storm Spirit, with her Frostbite lockdown preventing Blink, rather than the Ball Lightning, which just goes where it pleases. But still, we're going to see Ward placed down, Dire Observer Ward getting some good vision, some good intel for the Earthshaker. Obviously not blocking off any camps, but letting them know exactly where to position themselves. So DD can just go for this boots off lane, spam the Fisher, pull the way back, and play it safe. We're going to see good top room control here from the Old Boys, while YF is actually going to be on the Gyrocopter this time around. And we're going to be looking at Joe taking up the Shadow Fiend. They have played this little switcheroo every once in a while, depending on what heroes they're more comfortable with. YF, still a great SF player, but Joe going to be the one to pick him up to trade last hits in the mid lane here. H20 going to be on the Lina on the Old Boy side, Dire side, and going to be supporting alongside the Crystal Maiden. So Lina and CM on the same team, sisters that don't share too much love, but in this case will share the same overall game plan. We'll see how active CM is in the jungle right here. None of it is blocked off, so I could imagine Long DD just kind of sticks in the jungle, goes for a 0-1-1 build at the very least to start himself off, and we'll kind of see it take shape from there. So on the side of the Radiant, we've got RTK on the offlane Spirit Breaker. Undying will be joining him. That's Lanham with the Stout Shield to start. They both actually have one. And then we have Penny Tang here, BOA on the mid lane, running on the Queen of Pain. Penny Tang is actually one of the most outstanding mid players I've seen in Chinese Dota. And obviously, that's ranking him up there with some of the better players. I mean, like, I'm not going to say he's the next Ferrari, but this guy is able to make some really cool things happen. And all he needs is just a slightly good start for that to be the case. So we're going to see DDC zoning out the Earthshaker down bottom. And actually a small engagement up top here. We're going to see that Frostbite. Light Strike Ray has already been used once, but they might be able to get a second one off here. Onto Lanham. Would be putting a lot of good damage into him, but here's RTK on the front line who's going to get stunned out instead. So he'll eat a lot of damage. Kills are not their game plan right now. It's just about harassment, and they're doing a very good job of that. Satyrs will, however, pull the creeps here. So dire creeps are pulled on the Satyrs, and so too is this Radiant range creep. But it's going to be RTK to miss out on all this experience as the neutrals last hit those two melee creeps, and YYF goes in for his kill play. In the meantime, Penny Tang, going up against Joe, is able to find a nice window of opportunity to jump in and just kill him off with the Shadow Strike. Pretty simple stuff there, really. Just the Ray's response wasn't there, and Shadow Fiend only had 4 Necromastery, so he just can't fight that Queen of Pain, and she puts out 700 damage throughout that engagement. So, good harassment up top, but the kill happens out in the mid lane. Now, maybe a return kill, but that was his E-Rays. He needed to start with his central rays and go with the long-range one last. DD pretty far forward here. DDC with 2 spells, and there's going to be the open wounds here. They don't have an Orb of Venom, so Earthshaker may be able to juke his way out of this one, but he's just going to TP, and the Telekinesis is going to lift him up. This is bad news for him as the open wounds comes out, and now they have the Fade Bolt and the right clicks to bring him down, but they give the kill to DDC without exhausting the Fade Bolt. And that puts him into at least his Boots of Speed territory right here. Penny Tang pretty much doing the same thing they got Joe killed the last time, but he's playing a little safer this time around. Still denying pretty well, though. Penny Tang frustrating the last hits of this Shadow Fiend. 9 and 5 for the Queen of Pain.
No coin for you.
And we're just going to see some Ward Wars coming down. The Radiant one taken care of, no problem. And now it's going to be the Dire that could gank a little bit more actively, just back and forth. Earthshaker's actually covering up the mid lane here, expecting the Queen of Pain to blink in, and when she does, they want to turn it against her. Penny Tang's here with the Scream, Shadow Strike as well, but really, DD's not accomplishing too much here. He just realizes he's going to die if he goes back bottom. You look at the Creequilibrium for ZYF, and he's keeping it pretty well in check here as DDC goes for the double pull through. So yeah, DDC is going to... might not chain this, actually. Yeah, no, he fails to chain up the double pull, so these creeps have to be kept outside the tower range. If they get in tower range, it's going to push back the wave, and yeah, they just did. So bad position for EHOME to be in. If the Earthshaker notices this, he should be rotating back down bottom and getting a bunch of free experience. But speaking of rotations, we've got movement here. On the Radiant side, they do see everything. So they know about the Lina, the CM. All 4 heroes covering up this top room, so Zhou gets a nice refill once he gets this bottle. Still a Ground Courier is actually interesting to note here. Flying Courier on the Radiant side, they got 2 kills, but Dire side have only just now picked up the Flying Courier, that Golden Roshan, or Golden Doomling, sorry. Beyond that, Lanham's still trying to do what he can here. Earthshaker is now finally making his way down bottom where this creep wave is going to be demolished under the tower. So that's the time where you really want to build up your experience, and it looks like Earthshaker will be able to manage that quite well. The Arcane Aura is also going to help him in terms of spamming out his Fissure more frequently, so even after this wave is taken care of, the next one still has a good chance of being pulled back. Oh, Rubik flanking, looking for an opportunity, but the Fissure comes through. Disrupts things a little bit. Now he doesn't have a stun. They're just going to walk right up to him and go for the kill. He has a TP scroll, but if they have vision, they have a telekinesis. He's not going to be able to get out. Shadowfiend will die mid, but we'll keep our eyes on DD as he just goes down easily. And in fact, it's going to be a double kill in the mid. RTK charging in. Queen of Pain committing the Sonic Wave, and she gets 2. It's a buyback from DD. Let's see what he can do as they go back down bottom, and we see that they're still trapped in the trees. They've killed off the Gyrocopter. YYF rotated. He couldn't kill them off. Now it's going to be Earthshaker's turn. Phase Boots against him. He's going to get run down with the Infest. Oh my gosh, are you serious? I mean, they killed the Rubik to the creeps, but all in all, it's not what they wanted. Oh, see you trying to go for the TP. The creeps blocking him out a little bit. Now the TP comes through, and there is not going to be a kill. He gets out scot-free. I cannot believe my eyes right now. It's a 7-1 victory with an instant buyback from the Earthshaker. Now all he's got is boots. He expended 210 gold for that buyback and then died a second time. Oh my gosh, that just went from bad to worse so quickly. They manned up against Penny Tang. He had a Sonic Wave. He goes and gets an easy kill. Now it looks like another one. Oh my gosh. A 4-0 Queen of Pain. A 2-0-2 Lifestealer. And this Rubik setting up so many kills. Oh, this is just an absolute disaster for the old boys. I mean, even YYF rotated down to kill off the Rubik and the Lifestealer in the trees, and he gets killed off. He just gets stunned, he gets hit by the open wounds, he goes down. You can't rotate your carry, feed his life to the other carry, and feel like you have any chance of coming back here in the early game. We're going to see on mid, they converge pretty hard on RTK. He'll look for the charge away down to the bottom lane, and that's going to get him out of the river at the very least. Up top, we're going to see a dive come through, call down connecting onto lane, and they need this kill. The decay only keeps him up so long, and now Penny Tang looks for the cleanup here. YYF, he wants a tombstone. Now he just wants to live. The barrage doing quite a bit of damage here. Penny Tang, scream coming out. Oh, doesn't even need it with the Fade Bolt coming through. DD gets the Frostbite though, gets the right clicks. And now there is also going to be this Fissure available. If the Fissure connects, they'll be able to bail him out. Oh my, close call. But the Enchant Totem right click is what he wants. He's going to be pulled right into it. He'll go for another Enchant Totem right click, and they get the Frostbite on RTK. Now it's ZYF in the fight. Long DD, and he's not going to be able to haste away. Oh, they're all going down. They're all getting cleaned up. Oh my gosh. Shadow Feed and Rubik falling, and now we're looking at DD. And he'll go down too. The reinforcements have arrived, and anywhere ZYF goes, death follows. Like, this is insane play from him on the Lifestealer. He just makes his rotations perfect, and he's going to have an armlet here at like 9 minutes. 5 dead for Old Boys, 4 dead for EHOME. In the end, it's 2,500 experience going the way of EHOME, and everybody just benefiting so much. But look at the Crystal Maiden's experience. You look at those numbers, and you're like, yeah, it's fairly even. But look how much experience density came out from CM getting all those kills. Suddenly CM jumps up 700 gold and 1,000 experience. Now we have more action. Gonna see ZYF go on to YYF, and with the open wounds and the Tombstone zombies, he just can't fight. He's going down. Now Lifestealer under the tower, perfectly fine to keep going. He can always infest a creep. As it stands, though, he's going to dive. They're going to get bashes on the Joe. He goes down, and DD is caught all alone in the trees. Easy pick for them. Stealing the Enchant Totem, not really ideal, but who cares? They're just dominating right now, 17-5. Crystal Maiden is their last hope. This is really it. Crystal Maiden has to do something with the golden experience she's gained. She gets Tranquil Boots. She's level 5. We need to see some massive ultimates from her. Like, she needs to rush out, I guess, the Shadow Amulet and make the ultis happen.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
So we're going to see the tier 1 tower fall up top,
Has fallen.
and I hate to see the gold graph at this point, but oh my,
Radiant's bottom tower is
8,500
under
gold,
attack.
about 6k experience, all just looking good for EHOME. I mean, you look at the net worth chart and it's clear. It's not just the fact that they nearly have 5 heroes on top of the net worth chart, which they almost do if the Rubik had 400 more gold. But if you look at the bars and you see the Lifestealer and Queen of Pain, they're doubling up everyone. Those 2 core heroes are just rolling over the opposition. Now we see the charge come through with the Infest. Joe will not have enough support. There is going to be a Light Strike Array onto 2, but the Rage is already applied, and now they're going to chase them down with the zombies. Looking for one Nether Strike to seal the deal and a kill, but they're unwilling to tower dive. They go back for a CM that's already TP'd away, and it ends up just being a 1-for-1. It's a Shadow Fiend for a Rubik, but still a 1-for-1. RTK going on 820, no Light Strike Array this time around, and they'll just get screamed down. Freezing Field coming out, but Long DD he gets right click 3 times, and he's dead. Oh, could have been nice, but just not enough distance here. Now we see the open wounds. See you, ZYF almost going down. The armlet toggle keeps them alive, and now we see them just going on the run. They need to blink away. Penny Tang into the trees to TP home, and that leaves the Shadow Fiend to pick up absolutely nothing in his return. ZYF is playing with him with this armlet. He's just laughing at how amazing he's played this game. He has just manipulated the flow of battle so well in this lifestealer, and we see the strength of this aggression. He's actually waiting to maybe infest the Wild Wing and get his full HP bar back to going again. Like, with this armlet, he feels like he's unstoppable. You have to watch out. I mean, sometimes like a random Urn of Shadows charge could take you down, but right now, there's no damage over time coming in other than the Frostbite, which again, he can already rage. So I see why he's so confident, but we see YYF going in, going to be able to bring down Lanham quickly. RTK a little bit too deep here with that Nether Strike, but on the back end they already killed the Earthshaker, and the armlet is going to do work. We'll just watch ZYF go to town with the Infest Bomb. Now looking for his next target. Penny Tang is caught inside the Frostbite. Oh, a big kill the other way. 820 sets up a triple kill with the help of his Laguna Blade, as she actually kills off the Lifestealer too. I think it was just a right click to kill the Nakes, and that is very unfortunate. We'll check it out here with the combat cam. And if it doesn't free him, there we go. So he loses his armlet buff, and then he gets hit by a Dragon Slave. So a random Dragon Slave is what kills him off in the end, and I actually disconnect myself out by trying to go for that combat log. Armlet, I think, is bugged right now because it keeps on... the combat log ticks every second or every fraction of a second, and so if you go for too big of a combat log relay, you actually lose out on... you actually freak out the system. So sorry about that, guys, but we obviously no more kills happened in that meantime, and I was just really curious what actually connected on him, since he died like all the way over here, but it was just a really long range Dragon Slave that brought him down after he turned off his armlet. So we're back over to net worth, and we have seen some stabilization for Old Boys. They've found some equalizing kills, and the end result is a big net worth golden experience swing going back the other way. 4,000 gold now here for Joe. And we're going to see him cleaning up some camps, building up his Necromastery stacks, up to 36 now. So we'll see what item he goes for. Maybe just a blink to kind of all in the next fight. Essentially, if you blink and go for the Requiem, they have to stun you. If they commit one stun to you, that's one less stun that they can commit to the Freezing Field. You need one of those two ultis to be big if you're going to take another fight, but he goes for the tried and true mechanism, and we'll hope it's sufficient. Moving forward, Flat Cannon was stolen from Rubik earlier, not really a big deal. We're going to see them ward them off the tier 1 tower, but it's so low that it should be just poked down anyways. The deny coming through will not connect, and now it's going to be a charge onto YYF. He's going to fall quickly. Nice mechanism, though. The Freezing Field, oh, the Sonic Wave breaks down the CM very quickly, and Joe's Requiem doesn't do much work either. Now Lanham hits a 3-man decay. Big damage coming out, and there's a nice Infest Bomb. Penny Tang blinking in, screaming on everyone, and now Joe will be going down. Double raise is insufficient. It's a triple kill for Penny Tang. Buyback from YYF, and they're going to open wounds on him in just a second here. Armlet toggling under the tower, perhaps. Lanham healing himself up, dodging the Light Strike Ray. Penny Tang blinks forward and kills off the Lina, and despite manning up, you look at the Undying stacks, and he becomes literally undying as he tanks up all of the Rocket Barrage and is able to bring down the YYF for the second time. That's right, he die-backed into negative 512. Oh my goodness. EHOME 29-12. Just executing these fights so perfectly, and we're just seeing the tempo of the game. I mean, this is a 41 kill game in 14 minutes. Like, I am just, my mind is being blown right now. They have a Blink Dagger on the Lifestealer with this armlet. He'll go in right onto CM, and they don't have a counter to Rage. So an easy kill, and now they're going to look to try to bring down CU, but ZYF, he's got the armlet. He's fine. Penny Tang with the DD rune, almost manning up, but taking a little bit too much damage. Will blink out. I think ZYF is thinking about going in. As long as he has Rage, he can do anything he wants. He's in the base! He's under the tier 4s! He's gonna kill him. Let's test that armlet toggling, man. Oh, he should be Light Striker 8. Yeah, the stun should finish him off. But, my goodness, he just doesn't seem to give a damn at this point. It's 15 minutes in, and he's under the tier 3s. Because Rage and armlet makes you feel like a god. Oh, this is just ridiculous. 12,000 gold advantage. Oh, 10,000 towards experience. Orc it up for the Queen of Pain. Let's just look at items real quick, since I doubt we'll get another chance. Mechanism's going to be coming out soon for the Undying, probably into Guardian's Greaves. Blade Mail up for RTK, since he has the Urn and Treads. Blink, already mentioned. And DDC playing 5 positions, just picking up everything else that he needs. Some durability from Magic Wand and Bracer. On the other side, you've got the Mechanism up for the Shadow Fiend and a lot of bracers and stat items otherwise. The only progression is 820 going for the Yule Scepter. Everything else is temporary Band-Aid fixes, bracers, and magic wands, and that Rings of Aquila, and nothing really good. It's becoming just an absolute madhouse in here. This turned into a zoo. The way that everything is just thrown around, hodgepodge. It's full chaos. It really is. But it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I might not be the best to keep on top of all this action solo, but it is very interesting, and it's definitely what you like to see in 6.84.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So, I mean, I guess I get a moment more to analyze. When we see the Yule Scepter come out from Lina, she'll be able to at least keep herself alive against the Lifestealer. Right now, the Lifestealer feels really strong because he has that Rage, Drums, Armlet, Blink. He can just go in every time he has the Rage on, and he can kill off somebody 1v2 and still get out fine. But as we see the Yules and Ghost Scepters come out, there will be a lot more survivability coming out for the old boys in general. They'll be able to survive against the Lifestealer. The 4 staffs are great for cutting him too. And they'll just try to deal with this Lifestealer threat. In the meantime, Clash coming down bottom. RTK stunned out twice, but there's an Echo Slam. Oh, on to the Lifestealer. He jumps in the back line. They have these blinks. They can engage so deep. And in the end, it's only the Lina to fall. And everybody else to recoup with the Earnest Shadows charges. So, yeah, as it stands, they just kind of jump in there. The Spearbreaker soaks up a lot of damage, and then it's the Lina to fall. Pretty easy. Penny Tank going in deep here. Has the Orchid on the Earthshaker. He's the only one with the stun to respond. When Lina's dead, only the Earthshaker has a stun, and they silenced him. So they go in deep. Joe pretty much only clipping with the Requiem, but a nice long-range raise. Kills off the Spirit Breaker, and they are still looking to dive. Oh, Land, I'm going to be eating some rockets, but look, it's ZYF on the front line. The Stolen Dragon Slave Fade Bolt, and the right clicks, killing them off. A Stolen Raise as well. Pat and Joe on the back. Now they get the Yules, Light Strike Array combo, no rage, lots of damage coming in, but the Armlet keeping him alive along with the Soul Rip. And now we'll see them go in deeper and deeper. An Armlet toggle is all it takes, baby, and you're back in the fight. Triple kill for DDC. I'm just going to pull up KDA. I think that's all that matters right now for stats. 14-2 and 11, 12-2 and 13, 7-3 and 14, and another kill on this Crystal Maiden. I just can't believe my eyes. This is absolutely insane. Mechanism coming up for the Undying. They can push into the base with that, but probably look at Roshan if they want to go for anything that's secure, that's stable. I don't know at this point. It doesn't seem like it's a game for stability. It's a game for just taking it to your opponents, as we see here in bottom lane. DD wants to enchant some totems, does get the Fissure out, but still will fall to the creeps in the end. And we're going to see a blink out if necessary. It's just, at this point, it's hard to keep up. We have the Blink Dagger on the Rubik, current gold of 3,300 on the Queen of Pain, 2,100 on the Lifestealer. We'll see what they go for. At this point, I could see a BKB on the Lifestealer just to stay in it, even when the Rage is down. This seems to be his playstyle. He just wants to keep jumping, keep going, keep fighting. And the BKB would allow him to do that. But, of course, there are better items in the grander scheme of things. AC is really good. Silver Edge, maybe, if he has the mana to support it. Heart of Tarrasque is kind of your go-to, but we'll see, we'll see. For now, it's a double Bracer, Ring of Aquila, Magic Wand, Gyrocopter. Anything you can do to get stats, but stats won't save you here, my man. They have no Yules in range. YWF will be stunned out here. They will go for the Blade Mail against the Yules. And we're going to see Sonic Wave just kind of force out the Mechanism. Now coming in, though, the Lifestealer is here to clean house. We'll check buybacks as 820 is going to fall quickly. And a Laguna Blade is stolen and thrown at Joe. They Nether Strike and Laguna down the Shadow Feed. And that's so frustrating. Now Longevity will fall. The Freezing Fields means nothing. Echo Slam stops RTK in his tracks, but will not kill him off. It's a 5-man wipe. It might just be GG here at 20 minutes. It's 44-14, guys. Queen of Pain, Lifestealer running them over. Penny Tang and ZYF doing some incredible work with the help of some initiating disables from RTK. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Tier 3 going down. laying him on the front line with the mech coming off cooldown. At this point, I don't even know. We're going to see Ag soon on the Queen of Pain. Lifestealer, is he just going to bank? No, he's going to go Desolator. That seems appropriate. Oh my. There's going to be the ultimate coming out from YYF, locking him in place. Laying him and lifesteal slowed up quite a bit, but ZYF takes out the melee racks and they walk away with that. Drums of Endurance not even pop. They might get one kill in their retreat. 820 can't get the Yules onto the Spirit Breaker. I don't really know if I have time to examine anything else. The Laguna Blade is coming off cooldown. They're going to go back in. RTK gets stunned once, but you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. ZYF on the front line. Pops his rage pretty early here, but still gets 820. And a Fissure steal from DDC. He throws the Laguna Blade. He pops a great Fissure, isolating YYF, and he's down for the count. Will they go deeper? Will they dive the base once more? The Decay is down. DD falls to the Soul Burn of the Orchid. And now Long DD with the Freezing Field. It's all he's got. He'll throw it out, but he's dead in seconds, and that is just, it's just a monstrous kill game. I don't even know. I think this might be record breaking of kills per minute. Like, this is the most absurd game. I've seen level 1 Roshan clashes that last for 10 minutes straight, and I've seen games like that, but I've never imagined what I would be in for just getting into this game here. I mean, it's 30,000 gold advantage, it's 25,000 experience. It's 48 to 15. Most games, you look at that and you're like, well, kills don't mean everything. Let's talk late game scalability. No, kills mean everything here. ZYF going in onto Joe. He does get the mech. He will survive. And YYF coming in, trying to do what he can. Oh, good combo. Going to be able to bring down ZYF. But on the back line, Penny Tang cleaning house here, looking for one more scream to get a double kill, but he has to blink away. They won't kill either of them. The Shadow Strike ticking. It might be enough. He's not TPing away. DD will fall, I think. Looks like it. Yep, one more tick. He didn't TP home, so he's feeding his life with that last Shadow Strike. No! The Magic Wand comes out in time. RTK gets baited into the base. The buyback from the Queen of Pain. The Lifestealer's back in it too. They both bought back, and they're both going back in. DD at very low HP, but he did survive thanks to that Magic Wand. Will they go back in? They just bought back on their 2 cores. That is actually a pretty expensive resource considering you don't actually get gold now from the kills you obtain. Yeah, I think that those buybacks might have been overzealous. They're having fun with this one, though. They're just getting in, working on their combat sense. Just they're working on their on-the-fly tactics, is what I'd call. This is a good practice game for them for when the games get as chaotic as can be. I guess it's true for both sides, but old boys, they're learning a lot more about playing on the defensive. Jeez Louise, what is this game? I don't even know, guys. This has just turned out to be a bloodbath, an absolute bloodbath. Aegis coming up for the Lifestealer, making up for the lost buyback. Guardian Greaves up for Undying as well as the Glimmer Cape, so he's got HP and mana to spare. We're seeing the Shadow Amulet Rush come out for CM, though. This is what I was talking about. This was a chance for them to bring it back. Do they have detection on the Radiant side? It doesn't look like it. No detection. It's all about how this Shadow Amulet's used. If she perfectly times the Shadow Amulet and the Freezing Field, they could actually wipe them out. And we'll see that comeback gold take big effect. But right now, she's hiding. She's lurking. And it's a lag spike, apparently. Just like to take this time to admire the icon for the old boys here. I have no idea what that's about. It looks like it's all their faces photoshopped onto a boy band type thing, but I really don't know. Nice suits, though. It's pretty awesome. I'm not talking about the courier, though. Anywho, so we have what may be the final clash. It all comes down to the Crystal Maiden and her invisibility. If they get a good Fissure set up to allow her to Shadow Amulet into the Freezing Field, they may just have an opportunity here to turn the fight, to get a team wipe here the other way. We'll watch Long DD. He gets bashed once, but now he's got it. He will pop. Oh no, he gets caught in by the telekinesis, and they're just diving in the back line. She gets about a 2-second Freezing Field before she goes down. All that hype goes for naught. RTK is glimmering away, and everybody else is on the front line, killing them all in their fountain dive at 24 minutes. It's the GG call. EHOME, they take a game 56 to 18. Oh my gosh. I'll talk in game 2 about some stats on that one. I'm sure Phage Guy has something for me. But what in the world did I just witness? Yeah, this was a game of Dota 2. EHOME took on Old Boys. Game 1 of a 2-game series. 24 minutes in, they take a victory. They have a 22-3 Queen of Pain. They have an 18-3 Lifestealer. Pretty standard stuff. Good to see 6.84 has a little bit of an up-tempo, but, you know, it's just a bit of snowball momentum. They're able to carry to victory here. Good stuff, good stuff. Normal Dota, nothing out of the ordinary here. Just exactly what you expect from the most awesome patch of all time. Okay, guys, going into Game 2 in just a few minutes. Thanks for tuning in once again to Beyond the Summit. Hopefully you're enjoying iLeague China here. And, of course, if you enjoyed the commentary, although I will say I was a bit off guard with how quickly this game got to me. I'm over on twitter.com/blazecasting. Follow me there. Of course, check out beyondthesummit.tv. See you guys in a few minutes for game number 2.